what is your action to this group here today? What would you like them to take away? In 30 seconds, I'll be timing you. I'll start with you, JJ.
Thank you. I would say a couple of things. One is ensuring that you're prioritizing leadership in your investments, your grant making, your program design, and fighting for that inclusion in your investment design. And then two, making sure that if you are investing in leadership programs, you have mentorship and sponsorship components to those programs. That is critical. And then if you have the power in a more governance position, looking at care policies and looking at representation targets to make sure that you can have a more gender balanced decision-making body.
JC, 30 seconds.
Thank you. So firstly, for funders in the room to take an ecosystem approach. Fund things, fund programs, but also fund people. So if your budget, maybe put 75% into programs, put 25% into people. That's what I would say. And then secondly, just to answer your question about young people feeling excluded, I think in the same way that we are now being intentional about including women and having gender approaches, we should do the same for youth. And especially in Africa, given Africa's unique demographic profile, Africa is the youngest continent, so we cannot continue to exclude young people. What happened in Kenya recently is just an example of what will happen when young people don't feel included. So I think we need to be intentional. If it means setting quotas, we should do them. Thank you.
Now I'm going to rely on Dennis and Jaime to be my best time managers. Dennis?
People say things take 10 years, 20 years to change, or 30 years to change. I think the problem is when you don't turn on the stopwatch, right? It doesn't matter if it takes 10 years, but if you're talking about 10 years that it takes 10 years, there's something wrong, right? So just start doing it. And we're talking about gender equality and women inclusion. Lots of women here from our teams or colleagues report having very bad interactions during this week with men, like in meeting with men. Like men are not looking at women, they are talking to the other men on the table and not to the woman on the table. So you can change this now. This is not like a global problem. It's your problem also. So I think maybe that's a good thing to do and start to do now.
Thank you. Jaime.
So I will say what I was mentioning because I was thinking, because it builds on what Dennis is saying, which is sense of urgency, and a sense of urgency. And wanted to share what a student told me, which we are implementing a full-day secondary program, which improved secondary schools in all the country, but it was a rollout. I visited many schools. In general, people were happy with the change in the model, but asking students, teachers, etc., one student raised his hand, and this is a student that was in the final year of secondary. And he said, well, Minister, this is a great change, but I'm in the 5th year of secondary. I'm finishing. I'm leaving. This is great for those who are in the 1st grade of secondary. For me, you came too late. And I didn't have an answer for him. We came too late. His adolescent years were gone. And each year that we don't do those things that, even if they are complex, there is one child, one student, one girl who is waiting for a better chance.
Thank you so very much. Really a big thank you to each one of you for your contributions, for your insight, for your wisdom, and really for sharing so generously with us this morning. I'd also like to thank the fellows who also contributed to this incredible conversation. Of course, our sponsors and co-organizers who made sure we had this comfortable room and also planned and prepared this event. Thank you so very much. And of course, to our incredible audience for being here so attentively engaging. Thank you very much.